Hey friends, it's Corey from Hey Let's Make Stuff. Today we are talking about DTF once again. DTF is direct-to-film printing, and I have gone over a few videos so far showing you the process for printing and pressing your designs. If you've watched my other videos on DTF printing, you'll know that DTF printing is sort of in its infancy. We are seeing sort of the genesis of this type of printing, and I think it's going to be really big. But because we're in the beginning of all of this, it does mean that the technology is a little bit more expensive and a little hard to work. So today I wanted to give you an alternative to getting a DTF printer, and that is to order DTF prints online. I'm going to show you how to order custom DTF transfers from Heat Transfer Warehouse. And I'm choosing Heat Transfer Warehouse because one, I have a very good relationship with them. I have gone to their events, and also I just think they are really good people with a really good company. You can order from other places and probably pay a little bit less from places like Etsy. But I will say that I really like the Heat Transfer Warehouse process, and that's because they have their team of designers looking at every file before it goes to print. And as I'll show you, they will send you a proof before they print so that you can make sure that there are no mistakes before it goes to print. I do have a free DTF file for you for this project. It says literally freezing, and it looks sort of like a varsity font. If you are into sublimation, you can also use it as a sublimation file. To get this file for free, you just need to go to my craft library at heyletsmakestuff.com/library. There, if you don't already have the password, you can request it. Once you have the password, you can log in, and then there are two ways to find this file. The number of this file is S30, so this is sublimation and DTF 30. To find it, you can go down to the sublimation and DTF section and find S30, or you can use Find on your computer. If you're on a PC, that's Control F. If you're on a Mac, it's Command F. Just search for S30, and once you find the file, you'll see three links. The first link is the download, so go ahead and click that link, and it will download a zip with this file in it to your hard drive. The second link is to the blog post for this video if you'd like to read more, and then the third link is actually this video. Now let's pop over to my computer and I'll show you how to order your files. Here I am on the Heat Transfer Warehouse website. To find these DTF transfers, you'll go up here to DTF, and then you can go to Full Color DTF Transfers. On this page is where you will upload your file for them to print. If you go to Choose Options, we can see our sizing. So you can do something as small as 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches, or as large as 15 by 48. For this particular file to fit on my shirt, I feel like the 8.5 by 11 is the best option. But if I just upload my file as is, I'm going to get one print on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And I feel like that's wasting a little bit of space. So I'm going to open Adobe Illustrator. You can do this in other programs, and I'm going to show you how to make a gang sheet. So a gang sheet is basically you can add more than one file to one sheet and then upload it as a single sheet to Heat Transfer Warehouse. So to start, I'm going to place my literally freezing file. So you can see that if I wanted to print this as is, I am wasting all of this space. So I'm going to make my file 10 inches across. It is almost 10 inches across here. And now you can add other images. I wanted actually 3 of these because I'm going to pass them along to a couple friends. So I'm just going to copy and paste and fit all 3 of these on one sheet. So it's going to be really tight, but we can do it just like this. Now you don't have to use the same file. So if you had other artwork you wanted to put here instead of the same file, you could totally do that. I'm going to export this as a high quality PNG. So I'm going to change this to literally freezing gang sheet. I'm going to click export. I'm going to replace it because yes, I already did this. I want to make sure my resolution is set to high, and then my background is set to transparent. I'm going to click OK. Now we're getting a lot more for our money. So if I go back here to Heat Transfer Warehouse, I can say this is not a reorder, and I'm going to upload the gang sheet I just made. So you can see here I've uploaded that sheet. For the printed size in inches, I want it to be 10 inches across. And then if you want more than one sheet, you can change that down here. Then go ahead and add to cart. So here's the kicker. Delivery from Heat Transfer Warehouse is even more expensive than the transfers themselves. So if you are going to place a DTF order, I highly recommend that you bundle it with something else that you're ordering so that you're making the most of that delivery charge. Like I said, you can also order DTF transfers from places like Etsy. You may want to give it a shot. Shipping might be a little bit less, but I don't feel like they have quite the same quality control that Heat Transfer Warehouse does, which is why I tend to order from Heat Transfer Warehouse. But if you want to order from Etsy, that's always an option as well. And then you can see here in my email inbox, I got an email from them with the proof. They have all of the information here, and it will show you exactly what your proof looks like. So you can see if you have any weird backgrounds or anything else that you don't want on your print. So here's the print I got for the file I just showed you how to make, and now we're going to press it to this nice and cozy hoodie. For this project, I'm using this super soft Bella Canvas hoodie. you watch any of my videos, you'll know that I love Bella Canvas garments. If you are running a small business where you need garment blanks, Bella Canvas has a really awesome program called their Makers Account, and it allows you to get wholesale pricing without a reseller license. It's really awesome. I did a whole video on it. I'll go ahead and link to that. Now, because this garment is a little bit spongy, I'm going to thread it onto my heat press machine. Not all heat presses will allow you to do this, but if you can do this, it's a really good way to get an even better press. So I'm gonna go ahead and basically dress my heat press here with my hoodie. I really love this heat press. It's also from Heat Transfer Warehouse. It's one of their Walla presses. It's a 15 by 15 inch press. It's very nice. I have my press set for 325 degrees for 15 seconds. I'm gonna start out by pre-pressing my garment just to remove any moisture and to give us a really flat pressing surface. Now I can trim apart my transfer. I'm just gonna do this with scissors. You can use a paper trimmer if you'd like. Just like that. These are going to be shipped to a couple friends who want this same exact shirt. Then I'm going to pull this out. Now remember, the shirt is on here upside down, which is not often how you will do things on a heat press, so make sure you are facing the correct direction when you go to apply this. To get this centered, I'm actually gonna stand up here and make sure that it is centered and straight. I do have a video on using a t-shirt ruler if you prefer to do that. Just want to make sure that I have about the same amount of room on either side. Just like that. If you'd like, you can use a little bit of heat-resistant tape, but you don't need any sort of pressing sheet or anything for DTF. I'm going to press this for 15 seconds at 325 degrees. Once it's done, I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to basically rip this backing sheet off like a Band-Aid. You want to do it quickly and all in one go. If you are used to using HTV and wondering, will it stick, will it not stick, and it's very nerve-wracking and you kind of go slow, you definitely don't want to do that with DTF. You want to go ahead and just rip it off like a Band-Aid. All right, I have it there. Let's go ahead and pull it out here and, oh gosh, rip it off like a Band-Aid. That one was really nerve-wracking for some reason. I don't know why that one was a little harder than other ones I've done. Now you'll want to do a post press, and you have a couple options. So if I was doing a different garment, I might just fold the bottom of the garment over the top and then give it one more press for 5-10 seconds. But because I have this kangaroo pocket, I don't necessarily want to fold that over on top of this because I'm not quite sure how it will do. So instead, I'm just going to use a piece of parchment and I'm going to press it for another 5-10 seconds just to really adhere the transfer. And my hoodie is done. I am obsessed. I love it. It is so soft. I'm never taking it off. I hope you found this video on how to use DTF transfers helpful. I know DTF is this new thing, and if you want to get your feet wet without having to buy a big machine, buying DTF transfers is a great way to get started. I hope you found this video helpful or inspiring. Go ahead and give it a like if so. Follow my channel for more DTF, Cricut, sublimation, and laser content. I'll see you next week.